Hi, and in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how you can use OpenAI API in your web development process, no matter what programming language you're using for development, because OpenAI supports many libraries for many programming languages. So for example, if you are a Python programmer, here you can install a client package for your Python application. Or if you're a developer that uses Node.js or Next.js or other JavaScript framework for development, you can install a client package with npm for your JavaScript application. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you some examples with JavaScript, PHP, and also Python, and we're going to see everything that we need to integrate some applications with OpenAI. So let's begin. And first, let's go to Libraries tab. And for example, as I said, if you are a Python programmer, you can use this Python library, or if you're a JavaScript developer, you can use Node.js library, or for example, if you're a Golang developer, you can use this package. In my case, I'm going to use this package in this tutorial, and Node.js package and Python package, as I said. So first we are going to do one example with Node.js. So let me open terminal and let's create a new application. And so first let's go to I'm in my development folder, and let's create here a new folder name, for example, OpenAI tutorial. And let's go to this OpenAI tutorial, and now let's type here npm init.py. Oh yeah, okay, so as you can see, package.json installed. So that means that I can now copy this command that I have here and type this command in my terminal. And let's wait until package will be installed. As you can see, package successfully installed. So that means that now we can configure our API keys. So you will need to register your account on OpenAI platform, verify this account, and after that you will need to go here and click on your avatar and go to View API Keys page that you have here, and after that create a new secret key. So for this lesson, as you can see, I created here a special secret key that I'm going to use. Copy this key, and we will need to use this key in this tutorial to connect our application to OpenAI. So that's all. Now let's go to the Visual Studio Code and let's try to make some example with OpenAI and JavaScript. So I successfully opened my project in Visual Studio Code, and that means that now we can make a small example as we save it here. So for example, as you can see, first we will need to require OpenAI, so we can just copy this code. And yeah, also here we can use .env file if we want to save some packages in .env file. I mean some variables inside .env file. So here I'm gonna just delete this and paste my API key. So let's go back and let's copy this key. So click on this button. Okay, let's open Visual Studio Code again and let's paste this key. And yeah, so that's all that we need for now. Now let's try to execute this file. So for example, I can just type node index.js, and if we will try to get something, you can see that here we will need to use some async function. And to do that, we can write functions. So let's try to write some async function. For example, async function that we will name run OpenAI code. So run OpenAI. Yeah, and let's close this. Let's format all this stuff, and we can just type here console log response that we will get from OpenAI. Oh, I forget to run my function, so let's type here run OpenAI, and let's try this example again. And as you can see, I get data and model. Yeah, so we got everything from the OpenAI. This is response from OpenAI. And now main question, how we can get data, the main answer from OpenAI, that this is a test. So as you can see, must say that this is a test, and we can see data. So let's debug this object. Let's type again data, and as you can see, choices. Okay, and now let's type choices 0 and text. And as you can see, now I get full answer from OpenAI. So we can now try to write here another message to OpenAI. So for example, I can type say hello. And let's try to run our code again. Hello. And as you can see, we send request to OpenAI and we get response from OpenAI. So that means that we successfully connected to OpenAI, and that's how we can work with OpenAI in JavaScript. So we can try to make another example, or for example, we can ask some questions. So PHP is Yeah, so PHP is. And let's try to run this code again. And we get answer, a server-side scripting language. I can type now JavaScript is and run this code again. A scripting language used to create the end. That means that we successfully connected to OpenAI. We can also change models, but about models we're gonna talk later. So first let's do some examples with other languages. So now I'm going to make another example, but with PHP. Okay, for PHP example, I created a new folder, and here we will need to install one composer package. So if I try to install this composer package now without composer.json file, you will see what we will get. And yeah, so as you can see, everything installed successfully. So let's create here a new file named index.php. And let's require autoload from vendor folder. So let's type vendor/autoload.php. And now let's try to make some simple example that we can also copy from official repository, and I think that will be a great example. So I'm gonna paste this code. You can find this code in the official documentation. And as you can see, first we can get variable of API key from a .env file, but we are going just to set up here a plain text with our API key. So I'm gonna type my API key, and remember that if you are set up some project, remember to save your API keys or some data for connection in .env file, because it's for safety of your project, and that's really useful. Okay, so we have our API key, we can change model, and now let's type here some question to OpenAI model that is Text DaVinci 003, and let's type here what is, for example, Golang, and we can type in PHP index.php, and we get answer from OpenAI. And Golang is open source programming language created by Google and designed, and I think that here must be continue of this answer, but I think the reason is because we are using here just simple model. Okay, so as you can see, there is nothing hard to start using OpenAI in your projects. You just need to choose library for your application, install this, get your API key, pass this API key, and choose model also that you want to use in your project. And after that, write your question. Or for example, users will write your questions inside your applications that will make requests to OpenAI. So let's try another example. You know that we are making requests to the same endpoint to OpenAI, so that's no matter which library we are using, because in every case we are making requests to OpenAI. So let's try to another example. For example, let's type here what is REST programming, and let's type PHP index.php. REST is a multi-paradigm programming language focused on safety. So as you can see, we get answers for our questions, and that means that all works fine. And now let's make the last example with Python, and we're going to install package with pip package manager. So for this example with Python, I also created a new project. So now let's try to install clean package with pip. So let's type pip3 install OpenAI, and as you can see now everything starts installing. So let's wait until package will be installed, and as you can see now everything is installed. So it's time to create a new file index.py, or you can name this main.py, but I prefer to name this like index.py. So now let's import OpenAI, and yeah, maybe better before we're gonna do this, let's type, for example, hello OpenAI. I want just to try to execute this file. So Python 3 index.py. Okay, now everything's works. So now let's open AI. So import OpenAI, and now let's paste this code that you can see here, and also we will need to configure our API key. So to do that, we can also copy code from documentation, and it will be, you can do this by this way. Here I'm going to use plain text, but as I said, it's better to use .env file because it's much safe for your project and if you are building real applications. So now let's try to execute this file. And yeah, now we need to see response. I forget to print response, so I can type print response. And as you can see, we get response, and in choices we can see text field, and this is response from OpenAI. We can also change model, as I said previously, and we can now try to make another example. So for example, I can type, say, good morning, for example. And let's try to execute this file again. And now, as you can see, OpenAI says good morning. Yeah, but remember that here we're using, in this tutorial, text DaVinci 003 model, and we can just change this to other models that we want to use. And now when we did all three examples, it's time to talk about OpenAI API models and which model we can use and which model have some prices and something like this. So let's go to official documentation and let's go to models page. And as you can see here, we can see models that we can use in this tutorial. So for example, you can use GPT, this is ChatGPT model, or for example, use that text DaVinci 003 that we just used. And remember that if you have free plan in OpenAI website platform, you have limited requests. So for example, I have limited requests to 4,000 in text DaVinci 003. And if we talk about GPT 3.5 Turbo, we have also limited this to 4,000 tokens. And also you can read here more about Turbo model or DaVinci or Curie or Baggage or Ada and other. So you can choose your models that you want to use in your project that is better for your project. So for example, if you want to build something that will work with ChatGPT, you will need to use here GPT model Turbo. And if you want to build something much easier, simple, you can use text DaVinci model. So that was short video, and I showed you how you can connect your application to chat. It's better to say not connect application, but how you can make requests to OpenAI API with 3 clients, one for PHP, one for JavaScript, Node.js, and one for Python, to how to make requests to OpenAI and how you can get response from models that you selected in your request. So thanks for watching, and soon I'm gonna show you more features, how you can work with OpenAI API, and maybe it's time to build some project that will be integrated with this cool platform. So thanks for watching.